Small to medium-sized businesses in the UK are struggling. The cost of living is affecting many. Michael and Sonia are owners of small catering companies. How are they surviving in the current financial climate?
My name is Amako. I am Ogunleye, the founder of LOVEATFIRSTBITE, which is a food providing service. LOVEATFIRSTBITE started years ago in 2018, mainly when I was in uni, trying to create something, and I didn't know, was it going to be music, was it going to be art? And I thought, you know what, I know how to cook, and people offer me a lot of money to cook, so why not?
My name is Sonia Amako, and I'm also known as Chef Soso, the owner of Chef Soso Foods UK. Originally I started back at the university, cooking for students at a very low price compared to the restaurants in the surrounding. And because of that, a lot of people enjoyed the food, and there was, plenty of demands. And from there, we moved to getting our own space in Milton Keynes.
I funded my business off the back of my personal funds. So I work part-time. So I work as a SIA security for high-profile clients, high-profile venues. Where the O2 arenas, the Magazine London, where you have a lot of high-profile clients, I guess.
When I started my business, it was pretty hard getting funding. Going to private investors and also public investors. So I had to work, do extra jobs here and there to be able to raise funds and save towards starting my business. So yeah, it was solely funded by me working other jobs and saving for it. Managing a cooking business, I must say, it's very, very difficult. You need to have the right passion and consistency to be able to push through. So yes, I would say it's difficult and challenging, but also interesting. The interesting part of managing a food business is obviously getting to provide for people, cook for people, and see their happy faces whilst eating your food. Having different people from different cultures trying your own local delicacy. And I think that's very interesting and exciting.
Managing a cooking business is a battle of its own. It's a lot of work. It's, being responsible for everything from sourcing ingredients down to getting the food delivered, down to getting customer satisfaction. Do you know what I mean? And I'm the only person that does this in terms of I put time, effort, everything into the food business aspect of things. So because I cook, package, deliver, and get feedback, cooking alone is almost 10 hours of work. Delivering is almost 10 hours of work. Feedback can come the next day. But what does that leave me with? 4 hours to rest? 4 hours to sleep? Even 4 hours of sleeping is not considered sleeping, it's considered a nap. And there was a time I was cooking every day, and that was the core basis of my day-to-day life. I wasn't sleeping.
Having competitors in a business is a must, and they keep you on your toes. Having people competing against you makes you want to be better. Providing better services than them, in a lesser price. Like I said, that's how I started. Offering great quality of food for lesser price than a normal Nigerian restaurant.
Regardless of how hard I'm working on something, there's always someone working harder than me at all times. You could not sleep for 10 weeks straight. There's somebody out there not sleeping for 11 weeks straight. Do you know what I mean? So there's always someone working harder than you. There's always someone putting in more work, posting more, doing things more. So with that in mind, it propels me to act in a way that helps me constantly keep competition in mind. Does their food taste as good as mine? I don't know. Can they compete with me? I don't know. Will they beat me? No.
During the COVID, it was difficult for the businesses because most of the people were locked in and they were not coming out, and we suffered quite a lot. And after the COVID, people were still scared; they were not coming out. So we, as a businessman, we suffered quite a lot during the COVID period.
COVID was the best thing to potentially happen to Love at First Bite, simply because we were able to do a lot more due to the fact that restaurants were closed, shops were closed, and I was cooking from home. Do you know what I mean? And I was cooking, I don't know, I think about 30 or 40 bowls a day, going to 5-star barbers. You know, big shout out to Femi and Jay for giving me an opportunity to even be there. You know, 5-star barbers and talking to people coming to get a haircut and convincing them to buy food, and going to different places that were open, underground spots, people that were home that couldn't come out. They'll call me, yo, I can't come out, my mom is high risk, I'm high risk, you know, just drop the food on the entrance, I'll transfer you the money and all that stuff. And I was able to garner a lot of customers in those periods.
During COVID time, because our food is mostly delivery, we weren't mostly affected because people could just stay from their house and order. The only problem we had was the price of goods going high, which was kind of, you know, affected us, and we had to put our prices up, and it brought down a bit of demand and supply, and you know, we couldn't really do much at that time. I think the challenges that an entrepreneur would face in the field of catering and food is mostly not everybody eats the same thing. So you're providing food for, let's say, a Nigerian delicacy. You're giving that to an Indian person that has never tried a Nigerian food. You know, how do you convince that person to try it and love the food? And that is difficult, but I found it to be quite interesting because, you know, you give them little taste of it and you explain what the ingredients are, and most of them can relate to it, and it makes them want to try it and also refer people to it.
Previous challenges, current challenges, they're all kind of like similar. Previous challenges would be more finance based, where I wasn't able to do a lot of things based on how much it was going to cost me to cook. Some other challenges included me, you know, cooking and not knowing how many people I'm cooking for. You know, I'll just cook and go out, and hopefully I get enough clients and people to buy the food on that specific day. You know, I've gone out with £1,000 worth of food and only made £10. And when I say made £10, that meant I was £990 in deficit. So that's a lot. Do you know what I mean? You face a lot of challenges. Rule number one: food is subjective. So what tastes nice to somebody does not taste nice to the other person. When I first started cooking, people didn't trust my food because I was a man cooking, and they were like, I'm not sure, whatever. Some people would taste the food and be like, oh, my mom's rice is better. Your mom's rice might not be better, but it's what you're used to. Do you know what I mean? So you have to be able to be brave in the face of opinions and know what's important.
Many self-employed people are reaching breaking point. Some customers just cannot afford price rises. For this grocery shop owner, things need to change in order for his business to even operate.
The cost of living affecting the business because prices are going so high, and we are trying to keep as a minimum as possible. A few items we are selling at cost price just to keep the system running. So people are struggling to afford it, and the prices are not controlled at all. Every time or every other week or every other month when we have to get our supplies, the prices are going to be different. At the moment, it is running smoothly. It's okay, but people are feeling that things are getting difficult. Where they used to buy more stuff, now they are reducing it. They're buying less now. But the way the prices are going up, I think next year is going to be more difficult.
Currently, we are in the middle of a cost of living crisis, and Love at First Bite is trying its best to be as economically friendly as possible, but obviously it's harder and harder by the day, and it's honestly killing me and the business. So currently I'm trying to make enough profit for myself, because this is not easy, and I'm trying to not make it too expensive for the client, because getting in the money is not easy.
With the cost of living going high, it's really affecting us, I'm not gonna lie, because now we have to increase the prices of our food, because a box of pepper, if you go to the market before, was £5, but now you can get it for as high as £15. So that has cost us to at least increase the price of our food by at least 5% in order to gain profit and be able to manage the business. With regards to food and hygiene, we make sure that all our staffs are trained every year. Everybody has to have their food training. And secondly, because our food are to be served very warm, so we keep it at a temperature of at least 63 degrees in a food warmer, a display warmer, whereby when customers come to order food, we serve from there because the food is already hot. So for the things that are cold, like the meat pies, the sausage rolls and all of that, we keep it at a room temperature of at least 0 degrees and a maximum of 2 degrees. Our business is committed to giving back to the community, because we also run charity events, whereby we go to homeless shelters, we go to church events where we cook for people and give them food for free.
The business is currently working on giving back to the community, because for me personally, cooking has been an avenue for me to avoid a lot of unnecessary situations. And when I say unnecessary situations, I mean unnecessary situations that could have potentially killed me, got me in serious trouble, or even ended my life. So cooking has been the avenue that I've always wanted to go through. A lot of young boys, a lot of young girls don't realize how therapeutic cooking can be. We're not talking noodles here. We're talking the process of you chopping onions, the process of you chopping the peppers, and then putting that. You get to see things from its basis, the core basis of what they are, down to what they could be, and the versatility of those specific ingredients. And those help you implement in other areas of your life, pretty much.
The advice I'll give to anybody that is looking to go into business is just be ready for it. Be mentally ready, be physically ready, be emotionally ready, because business will test you, it will try you, it will frustrate you, and if you're not matured enough, you might crash.
Success in my current business is Love at First Bite as a restaurant one day. Not just any restaurant, but a restaurant that has a reputation for excellent food, excellent service, people serving you authenticity rather than a facade.
For these business owners, the passion they have for what they do is what keeps them going. Without an improvement in the economy, it is unclear how long businesses like the ones we have seen can continue.